Belgium 3, Russia 0. Yes, people, what is going on? Hope you are all good. Hey, look, it's a pretty straightforward win for Belgium on what has been a very tough day for football. Very, very impressed by Belgium. Let's get into the positives. We need some positives in our life. Lukaku scores 2 goals and really puts himself right up there from the word go as the favourite for the Golden Boot. And, I mean, how can he not be? Scoring the 2 goals that he did. A little bit of luck with the first one. There's a little bit of a deflection. I mean, he is offside when the ball originally comes through. But because there is a deliberate attempt to play the ball and it falls to him, he is allowed to be offside in that position. And, I mean, he does what he does best, fire the back of the net. Yeah, Lukaku is a fantastic player and he suits this Belgium system really, really well. Same way he plays at Inter as well. It's that familiarity. It's 3 at the back, kind of the 2 up front, can be a 3, and obviously the dominance in midfield. It wasn't prime Belgium. It wasn't like they were at their absolute best today. They were missing a few people. They were missing Hazard. They were missing especially De Bruyne. But it didn't really matter because Lukaku just pulls it out of the bag and that's what he does. It wasn't the most prettiest of games, and there was large chunks of the game where nothing really happened. Thomas Meunier got the second goal, which was like a little bit lucky, fell to him at the right place at the right time. But, I mean, he expected it. He was in the box, fair play, taps it home for 2-0, and then Lukaku with a great finish at the end of the game. Very tight angle, kills the game off completely. And Russia were already out of the game by the time the 3rd goal went in, but that really just kind of rammed it home. And this Russia side is, every year you get this, or every couple of years you get this Russia side that everyone goes, oh, they could actually do something, they could do something. And especially because of the earlier result today, especially with Denmark obviously dropping points, I think a lot of people had Russia to finish 3rd. And now all of a sudden you're looking at it thinking, well, Russia could finish 2nd if they grab the opportunity while it's there. They were never expected to win today, but you get that little bit of a feeling that they could offer something, and I didn't really get that today at all. They had their spell, second half, they came out, they were better, they were a bit more progressive, but I look at Zuba, who is a great centre forward. You also look at people like EUR0, who is a left back. I mean, they're getting on. They've got a couple of nice people. Golovin, obviously, is one of the main stars for them, but you just look at people like even Cheryshev and Zuba and Zirkov, and you just think that this Russia team isn't where it needs to be. It's a good side, but it's not going to be up there. And you kind of know, look, if they get through at some point, they're going to get knocked out. There's no way they're going to win the thing. Or especially with someone like Denmark, I mean, if they are all fully fit, you kind of look at them and go, they could make a cheeky run to the final, but that's not going to be the case for Russia. At some point, they're going to go out, and I wasn't really that fussed with them. Lukaku does what he does best, finds the back of the net. Really playing with confidence. They obviously were missing people, didn't make any difference. Courtois had minimal to do in goal. Even when Russia did have their spells, they didn't really challenge Courtois massively. Yeah, I mean, Belgium will go on to win their group. They will beat Finland and they will beat Denmark, especially if Denmark haven't got Christian Eriksen, which, I mean, looks incredibly likely now. But yeah, no, I mean, it's a straightforward day of football for Belgium. Obviously, massive complications earlier on in the day, which of course is still going to be the main talking point. And I really do appreciate the goal dedication for the first one for Lukaku. It's almost like what happened with Ronaldo. If you ever give Ronaldo bad press or a bad name, he comes out and proves a point. And it kind of looked like that's what happened with Lukaku today. He had fire in the belly, of course, because he cares about his friend Christian Eriksen, who obviously, if you are not aware, I don't know how you're not aware at this time, but he did basically pass out on the pitch, and he was resuscitated on the pitch. And he's currently doing well in hospital, but he did collapse during the game. There was a whole big thing. He is okay. But obviously, Lukaku's seen that and just got him more fired up. And I think that's going to be something that's really, really big. Maybe it comes from certain players rather than a certain nation, but club mate, not to be surprised, honestly. Superb from Lukaku, does what he does best, scoring goals. And they're going to be right up there at the final stage of the tournament. I think a lot of people are sleeping on them. They're not a dark horse because they are, I think, the #1 ranked side in the world. But they really are a team that a lot of people aren't talking about. They're dismantling Russia 3-0, and it could have even been more if they wanted to go for it, had they really been wanting to go and really prove a point. But without really exerting any sort of effort, they've matched the same scoreline that Italy put out last night, which is currently the most emphatic victory in the tournament. So yeah, I think it's been very, very decent. Thank you for watching. If you're new around here, make sure you subscribe. Belgium really with a point to prove. They're going out there. I think this is the last chance for their golden generation, and they are not going to let it go without giving it a fair old shot. Fair play to them.